Vandal Savage. He's been alive thousands of years. He is immortal and commands the most powerful army the world has ever seen.
And what makes you think we could stop him?
Because one day you do. Rip Hunter. I'm from East London. Oh, and the future. I'm a member of the Time Masters, an organization charged with protecting history itself. And in the future, as unlikely as it may seem, you people become a team. Well, those of you who survive at least. Savage's evil spans the course of history, so we will have to travel through time to stop him.
That's the worst Savage can throw at us? We got this thing nailed down.
Why did you say that?
I can't imagine any kind of future where I'm a hero.
Well, you're not. In the future, none of you are heroes. You're legends.
So, you were dead?
Nope. Just small. You don't believe me? All right. Just watch.
All right, everybody. So this is Izzy Ticky here, and today, tonight I'm going to show you Legends of DC tomorrow. I was supposed to do it at 8, and oopsies. What the fuck? Anyways, we did Supergirl, so I forgot to pause off. Anyways, so we are here with Legends of DC Comics, one of two DC TV shows, new TV shows that are coming out, and I cannot wait. The release date will be after the release date will be mid-season. The release date of the Legends of Flash will be coming out when the Flash Legends of Flash. What the fuck? I'm so dumb. Anyways, I mean Legends of Tomorrow. You see, I need to get that in my brain. Legends of Tomorrow. Legends of Tomorrow will be coming out when the Flash and Arrow will be in mid-season. So I cannot wait for this. We will watch the Comic Con. We will watch the Comic Con review of the DC Legends of Tomorrow, and we will also watch the second behind the scenes of it, which I cannot wait. So we are about to screen share. So we are going to Comic Con's review of DC Comics Legends of Tomorrow. Here it
You know, it's so cool to have the Legends guys joining us on the CW.
Sorry, guys, you're just having technical difficulty. I don't understand.
Truly, there's superheroes everywhere. So, what should we call a grouping of superheroes all in one place?
God, it was just working. Sorry, guys. Technical difficulty.
What about a super swarm? That works. And who better to wrangle this super swarm than DC Entertainment's Jeff Johns?
I feel like I was just out here, actually. But I really like standing here so I can ask them questions. I'm super excited with Legends of Tomorrow because it is the very first DC Entertainment team superhero show. And Greg Berlanti and Andrew Kreisberg and Mark Guggenheim, what they started with Arrow was so amazing. And then we built Flash off of that. And now DC Legends of Tomorrow celebrates expanding the DC universe, and that's what we want to do. So I'm very, very pleased and proud to present executive producer Mark Guggenheim, Greg Berlanti, our hawk girl Sierra Renee, Mark himself, Victor Garber, the Atom, Brandon Ralph, my favorite villain of all podcasts, Old Wentworth Miller, our canary, Katie Ross, Heatwave, Dominic Purcell, executive producer Phil Clever, executive producer Sarah Schechter, and my good pal and DC Geek, I'm going to start with Greg and Mark and Andrew and Phil. And I know the answer to some of these questions, but I'm going to ask them anyway. So obviously we've introduced these great characters, except for Hawkgirl, these great characters in the series Arrow and Flash, and the idea kind of came to do something with them because there were so many wonderful heroes and villains out there. How are we going to see this show roll out from Arrow and Flash this year?
Well, you know, the first few episodes of Arrow and Flash are going to do what we call table setting, which is, you know, we've got various characters that have to be put on the chessboard so they can go into Legends. For example, people in Starling City feel that Ray Palmer died in a horrific explosion, and he needs to be restored to normal size. Sarah is not dead, or needs to be not dead in order to be on Legends. So we're going to be
Let's go.
using the early episodes of both shows to place these characters sort of back on the table, and then the crossover will play into Legends that will come on in mid-season. So it's all very organic.
And I know one of the characters that we haven't announced yet that will be part of the show is Hawkman. So he'll be coming in. They like Hawkman. Good, I like Hawkman too. I'm going to start with Brandon. So, just because you're so cute when you fly out at the end.
Cute, that's exactly how I like it.
So you seem to enjoy being a superhero, but when you start to become a part of a team, how do you think that's going to change Ray Palmer's approach? Is he going to want to be the alpha dog here?
I don't know if I can call it alpha male, but he's definitely going to want to take charge a little bit and give his input anyway. Being you know, the CEO of a multi-billion-dollar company, I think he probably thinks he knows a little bit about teamwork and all the best exercises to build a team. So he may be very enthusiastic. Whether he's successful, I don't know, but I think he's going to be pretty gung-ho about the whole experience.
Damn. Well, I think we're all glad you're not dead. We're also glad Kitty is not dead.
Hey,
So,
I'm
Katie,
happy too.
how's being dead and coming back going to change the Canary's perspective, and why the white canary?
Well, we've seen with Theo and Arrow that the person who goes into the pit isn't necessarily the same person who comes out. And there's, consequences of that. So we'll see what happens when she comes back to life. But she was already pretty crazy. So I feel like now after that, I at least I want her to go off the rocker. That's my plan.
And speaking of nuts, Wentworth and Dominic.
Yeah. I take offense. I'm the nuttier version.
Your characters are also a little crazy.
Yeah.
How do these, like for you, how do you think these villains or these rogues are going to respond to being asked to join part of a team?
Well, Heatwave will be pissed about it, but has to do it. Captain Cole is in charge, as is always the case, with the dynamic of Wentworth and myself. Always. I'm always following Wentworth.
And Wentworth, how is Cole going to respond to characters like Ray Palmer, Martin Stein?
I think badly. I think the answer is he's going to respond badly. Leonard Snart is used to being the guy in charge, and he's not a team player, and there's not an altruistic bone in his body. So the idea of it's being one big happy family pursuing a glorious end, I'm not sure he's totally down for that, but that's where the fun is, and I think that's what's going to be exciting for an audience to see, is that these guys have to work together, but it's going to be a bumpy ride.
Speaking of bumpy rides, so I know there's a lot of time travel involved. And Andrew, I know you're a Doctor Who fanatic, geek, crazy man.
I've seen a few episodes.
Yeah. Vandal Savage, we've already said he's a big part of the show. So can you tell us a little bit about what these Legends of Tomorrow are going to go up against?
Yeah, I mean, Vandal is immortal. He's been around for thousands of years, like we said. And, when, part of the fun of the show is how do you defeat somebody that you can't kill? And since time travel is going to be such a huge part of the show, they're going to be meeting Vandal Savage in several different time zones. And, part of the fun of the show is watching, if they do something in one time zone, are they affecting it, the rest of history? And I don't know, it's sort of a, we keep talking about how like on Arrow and Flash we'll come up with an idea and then we'll say, oh, that's too crazy. Legends of Tomorrow, all it is the crazy ideas. It's bonkers. and that's really exciting because, it was important for us to not do the same show. We're already doing Arrow and we're already doing Flash, and we really wanted to do something different. And this show is going to feel, as radically different from Flashless Flashes from Arrow.
I'm sorry, I have to acknowledge this. There are so many people here. Thank you so much for coming out and lending your support. We love you guys. Thanks. Sorry, boss. After you.
So, Victor.
Yes. Hello.
Hello.
This is my first time here. I am overwhelmed.
Oh my God.
Yeah. You are unbelievable. You are so kind and generous and sweet. Yeah. All of you. Aww. Not all of you, but most of you.
I know when you accepted the role in the show, originally everybody was blown away. Like, we were so overjoyed to have an actor of your caliber join you. And you brought so much to Martin Stein. Now that Martin Stein's coming in to work with all of these other heroes, and some of them villains and some of them novices and rookies, how do you think he's going to fit in with this group? And why do you think he's going to get involved in a team like this?
I think he's a combination of many things, but I think one thing is he has a certain arrogance that believes that he is actually capable of mediating this dysfunctional family. And that's part of the fun of the character, and part of the fun of doing this role is that he does have high ideals, and
is naive enough to think that this could work. And I think we'll see how he does. I'm confident that he will make it. Confident.
And will Firestorm be a part of that equation?
Firestorm will definitely be a part of it, and probably more than I even realize.
Probably. Sierra, welcome to the DC Universe. It's awesome to have you join the family. And what did you do to prepare for the role of Hawkgirl?
You guys were nice enough to send me like 1 million comics, so I've been reading those. I also watched The Arrow and The Flash, finished them because I had already started, but I finished them, so caught up there. But I've also been boxing and doing some martial arts just to kind of try those things out because I think stunts are really cool and I'd like to try them if I can.
What's your favorite thing about Kendra? Your favorite aspect about her character?
I think just that I think the reincarnation thing is like really, really awesome. And I think it's going to be interesting to see her in these different time periods or whatever and who she was then and who she is now. I mean, it's going to be, as an actor, this is like an incredible challenge. I get to kind of play a lot of different people.
And so, Greg, I have to go to you because you're like the super producer. You know, you're doing all these TV shows, and I know how hard you work on everything. And seeing the dedication and the passion you put on everything, it's amazing that that you do what you do. And when Legends of Tomorrow was first happening, it was like, oh my God, can we do a superhero team show? Like, you at the helm, I know we can. But why did you decide that it was the right time to do, you know, from Flash to Arrow to now a team?
Well, that question gives me the perfect opportunity, actually, to say thank you to everybody in this room, because really, it's the show exists primarily for two reasons. One is the incredible passion of the fans on Arrow and Flash through the years. It has been, we've obviously all watched that grow. And then the other is the extraordinary actors who have come on those shows who, you know, we just had a surplus of so much talent. And then finally, just the desire to do a real team-up show in the vein of Ocean's 11 and Magnificent Seven, and, you know, just a great kind of superhero team-up. But truthfully, this is entirely really the result of just an incredible group of people who are really supporting the shows and have helped us grow them into something that we're really proud of.
And speaking of dedication, I have to ask you, Brandon. I know when you first agreed to play the Atom, it was for a smaller role, no pun intended. And now you're committing to this show, which everyone's thrilled about. Why do you find yourself drawn to the superhero world? Why do you want to continue to work in this universe this way?
Well, I don't know if I find myself drawn or something else is drawing me to it, but either way, I'll take it. You know, it's a magical world filled with mystery and possibility. That's what we do in film and television, and this is such a heightened level of that. It's so exciting to come and play in the playground every day with the people and the creatively in all aspects of the film and television making, from behind the scenes to us being in front of the cameras. And you know, obviously people are responsive to it, and we have the best fan bases in the genres that we work in, and to know that, you know, people are responding and coming and waiting, you know, all night, sleeping outside to come see the product that we're making just makes it so fulfilling. And, you know, we get to make, you know, silly stuff look awesome every day.
Exactly. Andrew and Mark, so what other characters or what other corners of the DC universe have you guys thought about visiting for the show?
What are we allowed to visit, Jeff?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out a way to answer that question that doesn't get us in trouble. I think one of the great things about the show is we get a chance to visit all these different corners of the DC universe, not just in 2016, but all throughout all time. So we'll be going to some really not just incredible places, but incredible moments. And I really don't think I'm allowed to say anything more than that.
No? Okay. What about if you could go to any time period, where would you take these characters and why? Okay, we'll move on, Mark.
Okay, yeah. 2016.
So, Katie, just going back to the Canary, one of my favorite characters on Arrow, and I also thought, absolutely, I also thought brilliantly re-envisioned a backstory for Black Canary. I thought it was terrific. What do you think makes her the most dangerous member of this team? Why is she the most dangerous member of this team?
Oh, I know the answer to this one. Because she's not afraid to die. I mean, she has died multiple times. And, I mean, imagine that. Like, really imagine that you have no fear of death. Every situation that you go into, I mean, there's this reckless abandonment that you can have. And really nothing can stop her. And you can't threaten her with anything if you're not afraid of dying. Like, so that's why I think she's going to be pretty dangerous in this series. In a good way.
And speaking of dangerous, again, going back to the rogues, Wentworth and Dominic, if you have a couple time-traveling rogues, what do you think the first thing Captain Cold and Heatwave would do with the time machine?
I think the 70s.
Really?
That sounds like fun.
70s?
Yeah.
There's that Starsky and Hutch thing going on with you and I. The 70s for you?
Yeah.
No, the 20s for me. I'm a romantic. Yeah, I know it's impossible to believe, but I actually am. I'm a softie under all these tattoos and nastiness.
Wentworth?
What era, buddy?
Sticking with the 70s.
Oh, 70s? And you just hang out in the 70s? And
I'm good.
Yeah, listen to disco? Okay.
Yeah, the blonde hair looks
so
good
great,
on you.
really. It was okay. It wasn't that great.
Yeah, how about you, Victor? Where would Martin Stein go? What would he want to do? Because he's a man of science, right? So time travel would be something crazy to him.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd go back to the 1800s. I think it would be. No?
No, I agree, yes.
Titanic. Oh, that, yeah. Well, that worked out well. I don't think I'll go back there, no.
Priceless.
I'm going to go to Phil Klemmer, who is joining, again, a new face to the DC universe. Great resume here. Phil, why did you, because I know just from talking with everybody at Warner Brothers and development and everything else, that you really have, your pick of shows to go to and work on. And why did you work and pick Legends of Tomorrow?
That was one of the easier decisions I've ever made. Yes, you. But I think being able to return to the Berlanti family, and I had a great time with Tomorrow People, Political Animals, Golden Boy, and I've spent my entire career at Warner Brothers, and to be able to do something like this with a cast like this was literally like a millisecond sort of decision. So yeah, very excited.
Well, guys, we got to wrap it up now, but thank you so much for, again, staying tonight, and Legends of Tomorrow. Watch Arrow and Flash, see these characters, and then get ready for a crazy kick-ass show. Thank you.
Alright, guys, so that was DC Legends of Tomorrow. We're now going to see behind the scenes of it, and then we're going to wrap it up. Yeah. Until DC Legends of Tomorrow is coming. And hold on.
The basic premise of the show is that Rip Hunter, who's a time traveler, comes from the future and gathers this group of heroes and villains for a mission. The future depends on them.
Part of the fun of the show is watching all these different personalities try to learn how to work together.
It will exist connected to the Flash and the Arrow universe, but if you take it out separately, it has to exist in and of itself.
We're designing a 13-episode first season, and the intention is to do a big 13-hour-long mega movie.
Nice work! How's it feel to be a good guy?
Doesn't pay as well.
People are really excited for another female character. They're excited to see strong female characters. It's a group of superheroes, and they're dealing with stuff that it's pretty epic.
Visual effects would be at the same standard of all of our shows. That would be both a mixture of high-level stunt work and feature stunt work mixed with high-level visual effects.
As big as the other two shows are, as Arrow and Flash are, we have to go even bigger.
Arrow is all about saving Starling City, and Flash is all about saving Central City. This is the first show that we're doing that's all about saving the world.
It's going to be exciting, it's going to be thrilling, it's going to be funny, it's going to look huge.
So that was behind the scenes. Yes, I have to go now. This is Izzy Ticky's. Tomorrow I'll be doing the Arrow. I think I did the Arrow. I'm not sure. Oh, I only did half of it, but I will be doing actually Arrow. And yeah, so anyways, this is Ticky's. Peace out.